You walk into the doctor's office, he notices things about you, or you tell him things, says, "Oh," and gives you a Latin name for what's ailing you, and if you're lucky, tells you some things you can do to make it better. That's the expertise. Now notice, when I describe it that way, I'm describing something we otherwise often call intuition. What's intuition? Well, you give somebody a problem, and they answer very rapidly, and you ask them, well, how did you get that answer? And they say, well, that's my intuition. Just occurred to me. Intuition, in terms of what we've learned about it, is simply recognition. Ability to recognize familiar cues in the environment which would not be recognized by somebody who doesn't have that big indexed encyclopedia that was gained through training and experience. So today we think that expertise, not only in very structured matters that have to be dealt with analytically, but expertise that reflects itself in intuitive leaps, can be explained in terms of this kind of a system. And we can build computer programs that have intuitions. Why can't the expert tell you how he arrived at the answer? We know of recognition processes that you can tell what you did recognize, but you cannot give a correct account, a detailed account of what cues you used to recognize it. A friend walks down the street and you say, hello, Fred. Somebody asks you, how did you know that was Fred? There's no way in which you can give an honest answer to that. That's simply not accessible to your conscious mind. Lots of things that go on here are not accessible to the conscious mind. So some cues enter, you see something, some cues enter, they get sorted through this index we were speaking about, and you arrive at Fred, at the name of the person that you've seen. That doesn't mean that you could describe Fred well enough so that somebody else would recognize Fred. So the feeling of intuition comes because we know the result, we feel very sure of it, but we do not have conscious access to all the steps that were taken by our mind in arriving at that result.